What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, it is the 13th day of May today. Here we are at about $102.3 thousand now. 21 hours, 47 minutes left in the day. We had a higher high yesterday. We had a low of this overall range yesterday too. A high of 105.7 thousand, a low of 100,000.7. Crazy volatility for Bitcoin. But what we did do with yesterday's close was we did bring the RSI down to the overbought zone. I think this gets us set up, you guys. Oftentimes, whenever you see scenarios like this where you're getting in and out and in and out of the overbought zone, when you bounce off the overbought zone, that tends to promote some immediate continuation. And I would think that if today closed green, that'd be a powerful signal, and that we're not stopping until we're at new all-time highs, right? Whether it's over the next week, whether it's over the next day, however long it takes, we're going to be moving up. If we do close out of the overbought zone, I still think that's fine. It's fine to be hot and then cool down and then get hot again and then cool down again. This is actually very positive behavior whenever you see this in and out on the RSI. And let's actually see if we can validate that, right? This kind of in and out behavior here. Yeah, kind of like this back here, right? You went in, got a little taste, out, in, out, in, out, in. This is kind of the area that I'm more talking about here. Let's circle that. We'll give that a little circle workle and then look at what the price is doing. Oh, wow. Coincidence? I think not. It's very bullish behavior, right? And it only gets more bullish. The more that you do it, the more powerful it gets, because this is called the relative strength index. So think about it like this, right? If you've got price moving up here, let's say your price is flat up until here, then you finally get overbought, you're showing some strong readings. Well, relatively speaking, that's a strong move. And then you cool off, right, a little bit, and now you're going up to the strong readings again. Now you're coming from not a flat area, but a slightly stronger area. So getting these same readings, you're going to produce probably a stronger move, probably, right? And then you cool off a little bit, right? And because you're producing stronger moves, it takes less movement to the downside to cool off more, if that makes sense. And then you're producing even stronger moves, and that's whenever things get really crazy, right? You're getting in and out, and it's relative. It's all relative to the moves that are near it, the candles that are near it. So just long story short, as you're getting in and out and in and out, the reason why this is so bullish is because it's the relative strength index. If you're getting bullish relative to bullish scenarios, you're going to have stronger moves progress as you're going higher, and that's why it's so bullish. So I don't know if that makes any sense. It should make sense. I feel like I said it very well, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. I know what I'm saying. I just don't know if I'm saying it the right way. Essentially, though, getting in and out and in and out is a good thing. And here we've gotten in the overbought zone, we've gotten out of it, we've gotten in it, and now we're about to get out of it. We're about to go for our third attempt back into it after today. I wouldn't mind it if today closed red. I think it's fine if it does. Today might be a very neutral day, nothing to expect. But again, don't be surprised if we do close green today. That would give us, because yesterday we closed right there, right at the overbought zone, right there, like pinpoint accurate, perfectly right there. If we do close green today, that could set us up for a launch over the coming days. But man, even if we close red, we're still set up for a launch. So I think the rest of this week, going into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the rest of this week's actually going to be good, is my assumption. If not, then maybe we do consolidate still for the rest of the week. And if that's the case, that's great, because then this RSI could cool off even more. Maybe we get a lower low in the RSI. We bounce off the 50. We get a lower low in the RSI, but maintain a higher low of sorts in the price. As long as that happens, that would call for a price below $100,000 and whatever. Maybe we go to 97K. Maybe we go just below 100K. We find support somewhere like right here at 99,500. I don't know. I'm not saying we'll never go below $100,000 again, you guys, but our days are definitely numbered as far as that goes. We are either in some of the last moments that we'll ever see Bitcoin below $100,000, or those times are long gone now. May 8th could have been the last day. It wouldn't surprise me if it happened, but it wouldn't surprise me if it didn't happen. All in all, my expectation right now, just looking at this chart, would be that over the coming days we start to move up. But let's see if we can figure that out. Let's see if the 1 hour tells a different story. The 1 hour is in a massive downtrend. In the RSI, I say massive. I mean, this started on the 8th. It's the 13th now, so not too massive, right? But a pretty sizable downtrend. That downtrend here has been the beginning of this consolidation phase here. Oftentimes, downtrends in the RSI, they come to the end of their trend when you're in the oversold zone. You've already interacted with it. It looks like you want to get oversold again. Maybe you form a higher low right off the oversold zone. Maybe you get a lower low, whatever. But you probably are coming to the end of this downtrend. That's significant because being on a 1 hour time frame, you've got essentially all the way up until here, until tomorrow, up right there at that line until tomorrow. So I think that you can resolve yourself by tomorrow and begin moving up, right? Again, breaking out of this downtrend in the RSI might signal that we're ready to break out of this consolidation phase, because this downtrend began right when that consolidation phase began as well. We're breaking out of this consolidation phase to the upside, and I'm wondering, man, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I'm wondering how many people think, oh, it broke the support line. Bitcoin's going to zero now. You guys are clinging to desperate hope if that's what it is, man. That's sad. I don't think that's what's going to happen. It wouldn't surprise me if it went a little bit lower than this low, though. I guess, low here, up here, do a little 1, 2, 3 pattern. That could happen. And I could really see that happening just looking at the 1 hour RSI. It wouldn't surprise me if it went a little bit below 100K. But today, I think, is the last red day. I think tomorrow will be a green day. That's what this 1 hour time frame is giving me hopes for. The 4 hour time frame, I mean, it looks good overall. Getting deep in the overbought zone, shallow oversold areas, living above the 50, not living below the 50 too much, right? Like, here's your time below the 50 in recent time. This is your time above the 50, right? In recent time. Stopped right there, and then it began right here. This is your, you know what I mean? You are showing strong moves predominantly. Even when you're below the 50, you can't get oversold, or you barely get oversold. It's just not even close, man. This thing is super bullish. But you are low. You are in the weak parts of the RSI, and you can stay down here for a little while. But this would also agree with the idea that maybe if tomorrow the 14th isn't a green day, then the 15th might be a green day, because you're probably not going to stay below this 50 line for too long. But you are seeing the weak points. The last time that we were at this area, let's see what the price was doing. Well, we were at some of the lower points of this consolidation phase. Makes sense. We're at some of the lower points of this consolidation phase too. Where would we go from here if we were to go lower? It's hard to say, but if I had to guess, dude, I don't know. Maybe we don't go lower. 2618 to 1618 support. That's actually pretty damn significant right there. That's no coincidence. Maybe we don't go lower. The 1 hour has me convinced we go lower, but just because we go lower in the 1 hour, maybe it's a slow bleed down, something like that. We get a double bottom. Maybe it's a fast bleed down. I don't know. And the fact that the 1 hour has already hit the oversold zone. I mean, we could be getting set up to break out of this downtrend at any single point in time. It could be maybe we're getting a higher low here and we're going to build out and break out today. I don't know. I wouldn't think that. I think that we do go in the oversold zone. I think that we do go lower. If I'm looking at the 1 hour, I suppose just looking at this, one of two things is going to happen, guys. We're either going to double bottom off the golden ratio, or like right around there, slightly lower low, slightly higher low, whatever, double bottom off that, or we're going to go back down to the 1414, 1272 area, which is something between about 99.7 to $99,000 itself. I don't believe we go below $99,000. The lowest that we could go, if I'm wrong and we go below 99K, then 97K would hold, but I really don't believe that we go down there. I don't believe that we go that low, or even if we do go to 97K, I don't think that we go below there. Okay, 97, like high 97K. Where is this high at? 97.8K, like barely below 98K if we do that. But I think 99K will hold, if not 100,000.7 will hold. But I do believe that we're going lower. The 4 hour can deal with it. It doesn't look like it's bad if it goes down. It just looks like, we're going to go to the same area that we found support before, right? That we found support before. That's the expectation. And then we'll continue on our merry way going overbought. Looking at this on a 4 hour time frame, the 4 hour only needs 6 candles in a day. So I would say, if we do something like this again and we start to come up, much like we did last time, I would expect that, the 14th, maybe the end of the day on the 14th, or at some point on the 14th tomorrow, or the 15th, within the next day or two, we're going to start moving up again. So a little bit of a breaky poo. Don't get your heart broken if all of your favorite coins are in the red. Don't you dare worry. Volatility is the name of the game, my friends, and that's how it happens sometimes. These are opportunities to buy, not opportunities to sell. Do not be worried. Do not be concerned. We are in a very, very bullish phase of the crypto markets right now, but maybe a little bit heavy on the greed side. So a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of fear to the downside, a little shakeout. It's healthy for the markets. Not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. It's not healthy for your pockets. Don't get shaken out. Okay, definitely don't get shaken out, because if we get shaken out, we're not participants in the market. And sometimes it's worth it to deal with the pain momentarily. Ideally, it would be nice to just sell the top and then buy the low, of course, but it really is worth it to just deal with the pain momentarily, because then you don't have to worry about it. You're just in it for the ride. It goes up, it goes down. Eventually, it's just like motion of the ocean. You don't question it. You just wait patiently, and the price will go up. Speaking of going up, whenever we do start moving up, and I think that it will be this week. I think that by the end of this week, we got 5 days, 22 hours left. We've already established that within the next 2 days, we're going to be moving up, right? By the end of this week, you guys, I think we'll be at new all-time highs. I think this is the week. This is the week here. If we're not at new all-time highs, we're going to be right up there. But I just don't see a scenario. I do not see a scenario. Right? Let's imagine here. We got 5 days, 22 hours left. I don't see a scenario where it's the 15th and we're not already moving up. Okay? We're not having a green day. If it's the 15th, I think tomorrow the 14th will be a green day. If today's a red day, today could even be a green day. It depends. It really depends. But if it's a green day, if we've consolidated, and I think that we have, if we're getting out of the overbought zone and then getting back into it, or if today closes green, we're bouncing off of it, you guys understand we're getting the next progression in this RSI reading. What do I mean by next progression? I mean a higher high in the RSI. If we're getting a higher reading, I would expect a stronger move, at least relative to something like this or this, not just like a 1% day to the upside, but a day like this. And if we move up 6%, you guys, from here, we're already at new all-time highs. I mean, or maybe not 6%. We're not at new all-time highs there. But to be fair, I mean, if we look at this, maybe not 6%. I shouldn't have said that. From a low to a high, the immediate high, that was 15%. From a low to a high, the immediate high, that was 14%. From a low here to that high, that was 13%. All of these moves are pretty damn similar to each other, right? And maybe if I didn't take that high, we do like this high, 12%, whatever. Pretty similar. Even if we saw a slightly lower move, I think it'd be like 10% or more is what we could expect. And at 10% in itself, you're already at new all-time highs. This next move, you guys understand, right? And these movements too, whenever they happen, it's really just like 1, 2, 3, and then we consolidate. 1, 2, 3, and then we consolidate. So 3 days. Within the next 2, we're going to start moving up. 3 plus 2 is 5. We have 5 days, 22 hours left in this week. By the end of this week, we're at new all-time highs. It's happening. It's happening. It's going to be a good thing. And then what comes with that? What comes with new all-time highs? What comes with a week that closes green at new all-time highs? More growth, absolutely, but also weekly RSI being in the overbought zone. And when we get overbought on the weekly RSI, some really phenomenal things happen, you guys. We've done this before this cycle. We've already seen it happen. Finding support, getting overbought, finding support, getting overbought, finding support. We're about to get overbought. What happens when we get overbought? Well, let's do that. I'm so ready for this. Let's see here. Here we are right here. Overbought. The week before we were not overbought. So here, yes, it doesn't go directly right when you cross the threshold, but this was the day, the 23rd, or this is the week of the 23rd. We were overbought here. The week of the 16th, we were not overbought. We were actually down here, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but just trust me when I tell you. I know what I'm doing. I'm an analyst, okay? That's what I do. I'm an analyst, man. It's cool. And shout out, by the way, to all the people out there, all the people who are learning how to be analysts themselves, right? It's like whenever you start playing the guitar. You kind of feel like a liar whenever someone asks, oh, you're a musician. You're like, no, I'm not a musician. I suck at the guitar. I'm learning, or the flute or the saxophone or whatever it is you're trying to play. But then eventually you're like, you know what? I am a musician. Like if you're learning how to do it, you're just a low-level musician, but you're still a musician. Shout out to all the low-level traders out there or technical analysts out there. You are analysts. You're trying to be. And maybe you'll pursue it. Maybe it'll be a passion. Maybe like for me, you'll see it and it's like, this is what I meant to do. Or maybe it's just something that you're having fun with. It's a hobby that you just, you try it and you don't like it, whatever. But just shout out to everybody who's trying, man. It doesn't matter what level you are. And anybody can be an analyst, right? The person that introduced me into being a technical analyst, it was the same way that I'm saying it now. You don't have to be special. You don't have to be smart. I mean, being smart helps maybe. You don't have to be sophisticated, super sophisticated. There are rules you have to follow, and anybody can do it. But you just have to want to do it. And in fact, something else that stuck with me from the very beginning is that, there will be, out of 100% of people that try, the ones that become analysts, the ones that become successful in this, they're the ones that didn't give up. Right? It doesn't matter. Maybe if every single one of those people, 100% of them tried and they never gave up, of course, not all of them would be successful. But I'll tell you one thing, all the ones that were successful, and that doesn't happen, right? People who are unsuccessful, they normally give up. But the ones who are successful, they never gave up. And that's something that stuck with me, man. So just keep doing it, keep trying. But let's move on with our bad selves here, okay? I'm sorry, I'm getting all I don't even know what that is. I want to say philosophical, but that was more of like motivational, I guess. Maybe, hopefully, maybe not. I don't know. Here we are, getting overbought here. How much growth did we have to go? Well, first off, once we got overbought, which is probably early in this week, we had that whole week and then more. But let's just go from here. From the closing point of that week that we got overbought, we saw a relative high. I'm not going to go to that high, but that high there that began this consolidation phase, that was a 30% endeavor. Beautiful, right? Here, once we got overbought on the weekly, we to our high, and we started to consolidate really. That is not what I meant to do. That's so silly. When we got overbought here, we were already consolidating, I would say right there. So that's like a 24% move, but I don't know, 34%, 24%. I feel like that's the high because like you started if we look at this, you started consolidating right here this week, right? And that's how I measured this one, is where you started consolidating, right? That's where I measured it, 30%. So 24%, it's pretty close. But inevitably, you did build higher over the weeks, 34%, which is also pretty close. So I don't know what to do here. We're going to take the conservative one. Let's say that by the end of the week, we're at like 110K, 112K, something like that. We're getting overbought. And that would put us like right here. We got another 30% after that to go. Or 24% after that. That's 140K to 150K, you guys. That's some good stuff before we consolidate again. But here's the deal: whenever we get up to this 140K, 150K area, I don't think that we're going to consolidate like this. I don't think that we're going to consolidate like this. I don't believe that we're going to consolidate like this. I think it'll be more akin to something like this, but even shorter lived. What I'm assuming, not a financial advisor, when we begin to consolidate around that 140K area, I believe that a lot of people are going to get PTSD and assume that we have some kind of a multi-month consolidation phase going on. And then what's going to happen is after like 2 weeks, after like 3 weeks, maybe even after like 1 month's time, we'll begin to move up higher and we'll see that final push to about 170 to 180K. End of June, early July, that's the expectation. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. All I'm trying to say with this last little bit here with the vertical lines and the getting overbought in the weekly RSI was it didn't stop there. You had more growth to go afterwards every single time. So if Bitcoin isn't even in the overbought zone yet, and each one of these times you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks before you topped off here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks before you topped off there, I would think that we've got another month or so of growth, guys. It's going to be good. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.